Good morning, Algebra. Welcome back. Today we're looking at Lesson 11-5, Dividing Polynomials, found on page 601 in your book. All right, there's a lot going on in this. Let's break it down into its parts. So let's start with the first example. 3r squared minus 15r. 3r squared minus 15r divided by 3r. Okay, so we're taking this first polynomial, and this time we're just dividing it by a monomial. Okay, another way to write that would be 3r squared minus 15r over 3r. Okay, and that would be the same as writing it as 3r squared over 3r minus 15r over 3r. Okay, and now I can reduce these numbers. Okay, so I'm just going to focus here. What can I reduce here? Well, 3 goes in there once, 3 goes in there once. R can cancel with one of these r's, which just leaves me with r. And here, these 3 cancel. 3 goes into here 5 times, and the r's are canceling, so then I'm just left with the 5. R minus 5. There's nothing left on the bottom, so this is my answer. Okay, let's take a look at one more. Let's look at 1a. So we got 3q to the third minus 6q divided by 3q. Okay, and I set it up that way so that I could save some time in writing. 3q to the third minus 6q all over 3q. They're both over 3q. Okay, so the 3's will cancel and one of the q's will cancel, leaving me with 2 q's, or q squared, minus 3 goes in there once, 3 goes in there twice, and the q's cancel, leaving me with 2. So it'd be q squared minus 2. Okay, so that's when you have a polynomial and you're dividing it by a monomial. Now, what if you're dividing a polynomial with a binomial? All right, let's take a look. S squared plus 6s minus 7 divided by s plus 7. All right, so I got a polynomial being divided by a binomial. So let's rewrite that as s squared plus 6s minus 7 divided by s plus 7. Now, if I take a look at this top term, first step is to factor that out. I need two numbers that multiplied give me negative 7, added give me 6. Multiplied give me negative 7, added give me 6. Okay, so that's going to be 7 and negative 1. So I have s minus plus 7, s minus 1. That's my numerator. That's this factored out. And then on the bottom I have s plus 7. Okay. Now, can I reduce? Oh, yeah, I see s plus 7 goes in there and can cancel with that, leaving me with s minus 1 as my answer. Okay. Pretty straightforward there. Now's where we get into something that's a little bit new. And that's long division with polynomials and binomials. So let's start with this. I have x squared plus 3x minus 24, plus 3x minus 24, and that's being divided by x minus 4. All right, so I'm going to write this in long division. So this would be x squared plus 3x minus 24 divided by x minus 4. Okay, so here's how I go about doing this. First, I want to take a look at this first term in the dividend, which is x squared. Then I look at the first term in the divisor, which is x. So I ask myself, how many times does x go into x squared? X goes into x squared x times, right? Because x times x is x squared, and x times negative 4 would be negative 4x, right? Okay, so the first step is divide, then multiply, now subtract. Okay, x squared minus x squared is nothing. 3x minus a negative 4x would be like plus 4x, minus a minus is plus, so 3x minus 3x minus negative 4x is 7x, and then I bring down this minus 24. Okay, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Next step, x goes into 7x how many times? Goes in there a positive 7 times, right? So 7 times x is 7x, and 7 times negative 4 is negative 28. Okay, and subtract 7x minus 7x is nothing. And then I have negative 24 minus negative 28, which would be like plus positive 28. So a negative 24 and a positive 28 would be a positive 4. Now what do I do with that 4? It's positive 4, so it's plus 4, and I'm going to put it over my divisor, x minus 4. So my answer is x plus 7 plus 4 over x minus 4. That's it. Now there's one more wrinkle in that I got to show you, and that happens if we are missing a term. So for instance, if I have c to the 4th plus 2c cubed plus 6c minus 10 divided by c plus 2. Okay? Now if you notice, I have c to the 4th, c to the 3rd. I'm missing c squared, and I have c, and then I have just 10. Okay, so I'm going to add in a 0 c squared when I rewrite this. So I have c to the 4th plus 2c to the 3rd plus 0 c squared plus 6c minus 10 divided by c plus 2. All right. So as we get into this, first term in the dividend divided by the first term in the divisor. C goes into c to the 4th, c to the 3rd times, right? Okay, c to the 3rd times c is c to the 4th. C to the 3rd times 2 is plus 2c to the 3rd. Okay, divide, multiply, subtract, I get nothing, and I get nothing, and I bring down c squared, which 0 c squared. I have 0 c to the 3rd, 0 c to the 4th, and 0 c squared. Okay, so there's nothing there. I'm also bringing down this 6c, and I'm bringing down this minus 10, bringing down the whole thing. Okay, so now my next step is, I'm not going into that because that's nothing, that's nothing, that's nothing. So now my next one is c going into 6c. C goes into 6c, a positive 6 times. 6 times c is 6c. 6 times 2 is a positive 12, and I am subtracting. These two cancel out, leaves me with nothing there. Negative 10 minus 12 is a negative 22. Okay, and now there's nothing to bring down, so what do I do with that negative 22? That's like minus 22 over c plus 2. And that is it. So I have c to the 3rd plus 6 minus 22 over c plus 2. That is how you divide polynomials. So we divided it with monomials, with binomials, long division, and long division with missing terms. If you have any questions, please feel free to call, text, email, or join me online live tomorrow between 9 and 10 o'clock. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you next time.